Welcome everybody to episode 2 of season 4 of the War of Inheritance. We're going to go around the table, introduce our characters to you. I'll give a brief recap of what happened last session, and then we will crack straight on. First here is Jacob, who is playing Iris. Tell us about Iris, Jacob.
Iris is her 3 aspects to describe her. She is aggressively pacifist. Second aspect is pet dragon or dragon's pet.
That's a great aspect.
And her third aspect is mysteriously missing family.
Mysteriously missing family, yeah. Who knows what happened to them?
I don't.
David.
I'm playing York, the party's paladin and pet meat shield. My aspects are deity ? So out of his depth. And so out of his depth.
Alright, sweet. Really so out of his depth it is in fact 2 aspects. Possibly becoming a god. Zoe is playing Freya. Please tell us about Freya.
Freya is a ninja in training.
Ninja in training.
Developing a relationship with a very strange sword.
Sure.
She's a natural born leader, and she's shockingly humble.
I love shockingly humble. Let me tell you how humble I am. Alright, and last but not least, Amy is playing Neve.
Neve, the druid. And the aspects that I've given her for today are mum friend.
Yes.
Gandalf staff.
Cool.
And quiet. Too quiet.
Okay, great. I love it. Last session, the party, I was hoping that maybe something from last session would turn up. Nothing did. Last session, the party descended into the streets under Old Town.
Is it Adel?
Old Town, where they met a bunch of rat folk known as the Edelmenschen.
What's the Edelmenschen?
It was like
Was it very nice?
it was like an adamant museum thing I was supposed to go.
They met the Edelmenschen. Interesting adamant aesthetic, lots of patchwork clothing, good at making things, live in disparate tribes, and their king has just been taken. The king in colours was taken at approximately the same time as Lord Bucks, the ruler of Old Town, who our party are currently looking for. So, you had investigated a bit, got yourselves thrown out of the palace, and then gone to see if you could discover more about this wizard who lived nearby.
Oh yeah.
Mostly
you
naked
found
wizard.
an empty shop, and then heard the sounds of panic, the word Gestadtwandler being shouted in Adel, and you turned and you saw a pair of large burly figures walking down the street towards you. Immediate reactions.
Twin cast suggestion.
Cool. Well, this is a nice encounter.
Yes, could change things. Go for it, yeah.
The suggestion is, having seen them come up from the sewers, escort us safely down into the...
You saw them coming down the street towards you.
We think they're from.
That's where you think they're from, yeah.
So escort us safely down to the Unterwelt.
Unterwelt.
Okay. What do I have to roll to save
Wisdom saving
this?
throws, please.
A wisdom saving throw.
Could it possibly be anything other than that?
Right, well, the 19 is going to save, but the 10, 11, 12, 13 is probably not going to save. Alas! Right, okay, well then this happens. Immediately, the were-tiger, with the pair of twin scimitars that it's holding backwards in its hands, goes, nods, and turns and beckons. And the werebear turns and looks down at the were-tiger. This was not how I thought the session would start. It says, what? It says, in Istalian, it says, what are you doing? What? And the were-tiger, we must take them down into the underworld. We will escort them safely. We're here for the wizard. What are you? Okay, turns and looks. And you can see that actually, now I'm going to draw attention to it, the were-tiger reaches up and presses on a little silver tattoo on its neck. You can see that it's all of the portion of its fur is blazing silver, and when it touches it, it glows a little bit. It is in the shape of a... I'll take a nature check from everybody to see if you can recognise what it is.
Nature.
Not the druid.
Not the sorcerer.
No. 11.
11? Is 11 the
I
best?
dream of 11.
I got 11 as well.
10. Okay, so on an 11, you recognise that it is in the shape of... on an 11, it's a generic moon. That's what you get on an 11. And the werebear touches two of his clawed fingers to his tattoo and says, I think we've located the wizard.
Sorry, does the werebear have a throat mic?
Maybe. And the were-tiger, Jesus, thank you, Jacob. The were-tiger, all right, turns and says, you will not harm them. And the werebear says, send reinforcements, and goes to attack the were-tiger. These two immediately start clawing at each other, tooth and fang, and yeah, they are locked in a combat with each other.
You're just gonna like look to everyone else. Run or fight?
Yeah,
run,
run, Harrison, run.
Running.
Go, go.
What break suggestion, please?
I'm just looking.
They're busy. You can totally flee.
Yeah. If you or any of your companions damage the target, the spell ends.
Right, you and your companions have not damaged the target, so for 8 hours, this were-tiger is going to be fighting this werebear.
This is a concentration spell.
Yes, it is.
That's so strong.
I have come here for wisdom. How can I stop being a gory murder hobo, asks chat. I even stopped drinking while playing, but I somehow still end up with skinned humans. Right. You guys flee.
Yep.
You make your way past the scuffle that is happening. It's occupying most of the street, but the were-tiger pushes the werebear in a feat of strength up against the wall and says, go, go. I'll hold him off. And they are ferociously tearing chunks out of each other.
We are running, we know not where.
Okay, you have fled. You run out of the street.
Where do we end up?
Jeepers, right, okay, way to throw a spanner in the works of this session.
Sorry.
That's fine, okay. Where do you end up? You end up, you're not entirely sure. You've just run, you've gone, okay, let's go, and you stop.
Can I roll survival to take the lead?
Please,
Oh,
roll
very
survival to take the lead. I'd love to keep, if you can keep track of where you're going.
Oh, should I guidance? Have some guidance. Not that way. Not that way.
Says Neve, pointing back down the alley you've just come from.
14, it did help. Yes.
Okay, on a 14, you find yourselves in a part of town. You go, okay, I'm pretty sure that I can go through a little tunnel down there and under an awning and end up back out by the bazaar. You're not certain, but you're pretty sure it's down that way. There are some rat folk milling around, pretending not to look at you.
Well, they were looking for the wizard too. So maybe we should follow them.
What, the werebear and the were-tiger? That is actually not a terrible idea.
I think this way takes us back to the bazaar.
Sure.
We run away like 5 minutes later. Sorry, can you actually...
This is great.
No,
They're going to be distracted
this
now.
is the thing, they're
If
distracted.
okay,
If
you
sneak
guys
after
allow
them,
I'll stay in the
Yeah.
shadows and find out where their base is.
that is an amazing idea.
If you want, I can drop the spell and then they'll snap out of it and then they'll stop fighting each other and we don't have to wait for 8 hours.
Well, reinforcements will come.
I think they might think
They did say
They're
that.
probably going to take the one that you hisamajigged
I think-
hostage and
Okay,
take him back to the camp, and I'll follow them then.
you guys are talking. Your perception check, please. This is interesting.
Really big 21.
Loads.
22.
You hear off in the distance, Gestaltwandler, and you're aware of a movement in the crowd. You're a trained soldier, you've seen battle, and these look like civilians who are getting
Make a
to-
choice, they're coming now.
I'll stalk them. You guys go do hero stuff.
All right.
Alright,
We'll
let's
see you
go.
later.
I pull you two down the side tunnel, and Freya does Freya things.
I'll attempt to blend in with the crowd.
I'm just another rat person.
I have a disguise.
Please roll me
Shadows.
Okay, roll me a disguise kit check.
Je suis le ténébreux. Yeah.
Is that just a +2 to a...
It's off charisma, isn't it?
Roll me a dice and see how high you get.
I hope you didn't have any plans for this session, John.
These are my notes. Right, so
Chat, that was
a natural 20.
I take out my fake rat moustache.
No nonsense. All right, nonsense. You got a natural 20, which is fine, but you are not having a fake rat person. Okay, so you start scrabbling around with your disguise kit, and suddenly you hear a voice in your head. And the voice in your head says, "This is very bad news. I was certain that I had dispatched the last of them. It appears there were more. Child, we need to accelerate your training. And we have all of no time to do it in. I need you to focus very intently right now. Drop your bag of tricks." Says Shunsui, your magical sword.
He knows more about what's going on than I do. Okay, I'll drop it.
Okay. Grab hold of the sword and focus.
Mhm.
All right. Now, they will have felt your presence already, or rather mine. So you need to wait. And when I tell you, at exactly that moment and not before, I need you to step into that patch of shadows over there.
Okay. I'm just following.
Okay.
Now passing.
No, do not leave this patch. You must step from here to the other side of the street.
Mhm.
In one fell swoop. I have done this with you before.
Mhm.
Focus. Breathe. There are only 3 things to this. Ignore the panic. Calm your mind. You can hear in the background the rat folk are shouting louder and louder. Where have you guys headed to?
We headed towards the bazaar.
You headed towards the bazaar, sweet.
Towards the
Yeah, preference. Thank you.
Okay, so the rest of the party have followed Yorg, and Yorg, you were almost right in your directions to the bazaar. You were like, there's a left, not a right, but you end up in one part of the large sprawling market that makes up the centre of the town.
Okay. How high is the roof at this point?
About 10 feet, yeah, it's quite a tall. This is the largest area that they can find, so that's where they all congregate. Meanwhile, Shunsui says, "Focus your mind. Clear out the shouts. Ignore the cries of panic, the screams of pain. The world around you is nothing. You must be one with the shadows. You are not one with the shadows, child." Okay. You will not be able to catch this creature without this. Step now, child, step now! I would like you to make me a dexterity saving throw.
Ooh, nice.
How about your dex is pretty nuts. So
11. Okay, on an 11,
You're good at this.
you are really good at this. On an 11, you close your eyes. You try and drown out the sound of rat people. That's easy. They're peasants. You don't speak their language. Whatever, man. You try and drown out the smells of the city. I mean, that's harder, but it's not impossible. And you almost blank your mind, and then a single image of Lord Tyndall appears in your mind. And as you try and step, you find yourself enveloped for a moment in the shadow, and you almost teleport across the street. But you end up stuck right in the middle, looking up at a large hyena form that is looking over you. It sniffs at you.
Hello.
Shunsui simply says, "Flee."
I am Lady Freya. I'm going to shove a bag of stuff in his face and do a roll past him.
Okay,
I think
so
that's called your cunning action.
so you go, "I am Lady Freya," fling a bag of stuff.
Ah, no, that's rakish audacity.
No.
Okay, so it doesn't get to make an opportunity attack at you as you go. Lovely. Make me an attack check with a bag of stuff.
Bag of stuff attack.
Oh, much better.
17 on the dice.
17 on the dice. Okay, so a 17 on the dice. You fling the bag of stuff, and with preternatural speed, the hyena creature moves out of the way.
Whoa.
The bag of stuff,
It is a hyena creature.
yeah, goes flying over your shoulder, You can cunning action disengage for sure and book.
Yeah. That's what I'm doing.
Okay, so you turn and you are not caught. Make me a perception check to see if you catch this as it goes. Yeah, light. Sweet. You see the hyena creature reach out and grab one of the cowering rat folk. She leans in and she bites it on the neck. And as she does, you can see that she has a little circular moon tattoo that is glowing. And one appears on the neck of the rat folk, and it immediately starts to shift, howling and transforming as it does. You're glancing back and going, well, this is gross. It reaches and contorts. You hear bones cracking and elongating. This all happens very rapidly. And the now crocodile person that she's bitten, she points and she says, get that one. I'm after the wizard. And a crocodile form is loping after you. And with a flicker, she is gone. Yeah, a crocodile thing is chasing down the street after you. We'll deal with that in a second. In the bazaar...
Queries about how lycanthropy works when it's not even the same... I don't even know.
This is not lycanthropy.
It's
man.
not like
No
lycanthropy, I
lycanthropy.
guess.
Yes, okay. Well, this has gone like this.
Yep.
What are you guys doing at the bazaar?
If we're in the bazaar, I'm going to start... Because I know the directions from here towards the palace, and therefore I know the directions towards the underworld entrance that we were told about
That's
at
right.
the palace. So I'm going to start moving in that direction. Unless you two have got a better idea.
No, I think it's
Okay,
a
then
great idea.
let's go.
Sweet. So you
Clear the streets! Clear the streets!
Gestapo
Gestapo!
Okay, clear the streets does nothing, but Gestalt Van Lee, you shout, and yeah, okay, so make me a performance check to get people to the hell out.
Can one of us give assistance to the other?
Yes, absolutely.
18.
Roll with advantage.
Oh, nice. Probably I did need it for that.
Okay.
That was a natural one.
On an 18, which with advantage gets rid of the natural one, the pair of you start shouting Gestalt Vandler, and people flee. And the streets, I mean, there's a bit of a panic, but you can hear shouts and screaming from large areas of the city now, because there are other reports of these things, and no one knows where they're coming from. The area is completely available for you to go straight towards the palace, and towards the area of the underworld that you were told about, if
Brilliant.
you would like to.
You alright, Iris?
Sweet.
How long is that spell going to last?
Oh, well.
Are you going to know if it drops because the thing falls unconscious or anything like that?
You are maintaining concentration on this spell.
Yep.
Ooh, well, will you know if it stops? Yes, you will know if it stops.
Yes.
Okay, that's good.
It's
Very good.
still up then, yeah?
Yep.
Still up at the moment.
Okay.
And you start making your way.
What are the odds of us ever seeing Freya again?
Okay,
Okay, I regret asking the question.
Okay, as we ask that, Freya, where are you running?
Freya is running. She is not really paying attention where.
Good.
She is half running, half in mental conversations with Shunsui, asking him, what's going on, how do we kill these things?
Okay, my blade will be sufficient, but you must be extraordinarily careful. The thing that is chasing you is merely one of her spawn. You can turn and dispatch this now.
Okay. I'll just stop, turn around and wait for a crocodile.
Okay, sweet. You turn, stop, and wait for this crocodile. The crocodile creature closes with you with incredible speed, and it's speaking at you in guttural, broken German through its crocodile mouth that was not designed to form these sounds, and leans in and attempts to attack you. It misses you hard, and it hits you once. Would you like to take yourself a mighty 7 points of damage?
Half the damage.
You can
because
halve
have
it.
an ability to do so.
Yeah.
Every round, yes.
Yeah,
3
every
and a half.
so rounds is 4.
I mean, that ability seems fine.
It's
right?
wonderful.
It's not a problem.
Shunsui says, focus on your defense!
Yeah.
And you parry the crocodile's blade. It sends judders through you as one half of Shunsui ends up between its top teeth and one half ends between its bottom teeth. It pulls away as you go.
It's the only enemy within 5 feet.
Correct.
So I have advantage.
You really do.
I am just. I'm going to try and stab it in the moon thing.
In the moon.
Oh, sweet. Yeah, right in. Okay, you stab it right in its curse mark.
Oh,
Do
right
it.
in the moon.
You don't have advantage on this attack, but you do get sneak attack. I think that's how it works.
Yes,
Yeah.
you don't have advantage.
Yeah. So you only roll a hit. That's fine. You're gonna hit it.
Oh, maybe not. 16.
Oh, 16 hits, yes.
Cool.
Actually, 16 only just hits. Crocodile.
10, 16 damage.
16 damage. Okay, yeah. So you parry, slide Shunsui's blade out from its teeth, which causes it some damage. It roars up in pain, and you lance Shunsui straight into the mark in its neck. It is backing away from you, clawing in its neck, but then stops, and the mark glows, and it turns and it starts coming towards you again.
Whoa.
It again.
Yeah. Okay, just stay
Can I
dead.
cut the moon off?
Oh, give it a go. Yeah, okay. Make me
Literally.
Double stab.
a sleight of hand check, please.
Cool. 20.
You carve an F into its
Okay. This is pretty great. Your silvered katana
Oh yeah, it was, wasn't it?
deftly hacks a chunk out of this creature, and there's a lump that falls to the ground. It gives a horrible snarl, starts melding back between crocodile and rat person, looks up at you and says, "Ah, Dankeschön," and then something in German that you don't understand, and then falls down and dies in front of you. Well dispatched.
Right, well, now I guess I'll see if I can hear any commotion and try and track down these guys. I know they'll be being loud.
Okay, take me a perception check, see how long it takes to get to them.
16.
16. Okay. 16 is pretty good.
And they are yellow.
And they are, well, yeah, you guys, well, you've cleared the street, certainly, and you've made your way. You're walking up, you're past the palace, the doors are shut and locked.
I was going to say, we only have... It's probably reasonable that we, as a group... only
Some will
have
get their
some-
narrative-wise, it's fine. Yeah, so you're up by the palace at the moment, and the streets are empty.
Okay. I think the palace guard said it was this way.
See a couple of panicked rat folk hammering on the doors of the palace and then giving up and turning and running somewhere else. York leads you down towards a side alley. Like I said, there's not many people down here, and you progress for a couple of minutes, following the obvious twists and turns. Some of these roads are really not roads; they are holes that have been bored through the earth, but they come up in different places into different cellars of buildings. And then you see down a side road a strange sight. You see. You're still going a very clear direction, but down a side road you can see, just standing there, are a bunch of orcs. And the orcs have things growing on them, like a white mould, and a few little mushroom bits.
I need to go and deal with this.
And they're just standing there.
I need to go and deal with this.
I agree. Iris,
Sure.
let's do it.
As where are you guys headed? You're following. Okay.
No, following York towards the orcs.
I would not go down that way. A rat person says.
Why not?
They cannot come any closer.
Why?
There is a barrier. It was erected in the world above.
I see.
How many orcs are there?
You can see 3.
Oh, that's cool.
We may be able to cure them.
York kind of looks them up and down.
The-
I'm pretty sure that's not what I'm going to do. If I purge Garlon from them, that's not what's going to happen.
Worth a shot.
You can try if you like. There were some in the city a few weeks back. The Ale are strong people, we have dealt with them. When the floods came.
You two stay out of reach of them. I'm gonna use some resources.
Sure.
I'm gonna move up close to them, and I'm gonna
Okay, how close?
not within arm's reach.
Sure. They're standing, there's 3 orcs and they're just kind of stood there. They look at you as you come up.
I'm gonna detect poison disease first.
Okay, you cast Detect Poison and Disease and you...
Yes, many diseases.
yeah, I mean, there is the virulent presence of Garlon within each of these 3 orcs. What's the range on Detect Poison and Disease? How far can it detect things, please?
Within 30 feet,
Do you have to be looking at it?
you can sense the presence and location of poisonous creatures and diseases within 30 feet of you. That would seem to imply I don't need line of sight.
Sweet, that's fine.
So it is blocked by
No, it's all right. It's all good.
standard D&D blocking.
That's fine. And the Yorg approaches, and Iris and Neve, you follow, and you see a rat person kind of looking at where you're going, and follows behind the group tentatively. And I'm a little scared.
What's your name?
My name is Lizel.
Lizel.
Tell me, are you? And just as York's focusing to pray, do you understand why they cannot come in?
There's warding in the town above. I would imagine this is the boundary line.
Warding, and you understand this warding?
Yes.
Then perhaps I have something for you. Here, this.
What is it?
He's holding out a little mushroom.
A mushroom?
Yeah, a little mushroom.
What is it?
It is something that was given to me, and I was told to give it to somebody who understands about these things.
Do you know what it does? Do you know what it's for?
I haven't a clue, I'm afraid.
I'm gonna...
I'm anxious to get rid of it. We'll get there.
I also appreciate what you're doing. It's fine.
Well, he's not... they're not holding it with anything like special or anything.
No, holding it in his hands. Please take it. The responsibility is too heavy for me.
The responsibility?
It is a thing of power. You do not have to take this.
I'm gonna get a bit of cloth.
Sure.
And take this thing like that.
Okay, as you go to take this, make me a dexterity saving throw, please, York.
17.
17 is great. There was your sense emerges. You see the three orcs, and just coming into distance, 30 feet behind you, there is another particulate of disease.
Yeah.
That is spreading, and it's within the rat person that you met.
I'm going to turn and attempt to get there before Neve takes whatever it is off the rat person.
Yeah, that's fine.
I'm just going to take him to the ground and 5 points of battle hands.
Make me a bull rush, please. Straight athletics. As you come charging in.
That's not how dice work.
You have the dex save.
That's fine. We'll come back to this. So you come charging in. Iris, what are you doing about this? Nothing? It's fine.
Yeah.
16 is great. As you reach out to take the mushroom, the rat folk is barreled to the ground by a browser that weighs probably 5 times what he does and is in armor, and kind of squeaks as he lands heavily. And the mushroom goes.
Don't touch it. And then I put 5 points of battle hands into it.
There is a bright shining light, and the rat folk hisses a little bit, and bits of black ichor start to dribble out of his nostrils and mouth.
Gross.
It is gross.
And
the rat folk is very unconscious underneath you. Congrats, York.
Is he alive?
Yeah.
Okay. The mushroom, where is it? You're alright. Where's the mushroom?
Somewhere.
Actually, can I sense it?
Yes, yes, you can. You've got
concentration.
detect poison disease up, so yes, you can detect mushroom. You see it. It is in a dingy street corner.
I'm gonna pick it up off the ground, and I'm really tempted. What does detect poison disease? Identify the kind of poison, poisonous creatures, and disease in each case.
This is a. You recognise this is a pure aspect of Garlon.
Wow.
Eat the mushroom, says Chad.
Do I have any idea what that would do to me if I did eat it?
You haven't got a clue.
like pure aspect of. This is like capitalization.
This is, if it appeared in your inventory, it would say a gift of Garlon. You're sure that's the right term for this? Meanwhile, Freya, how did you get on your... Oh, you got 17. You did pretty well.
Yeah.
Okay, so Freya, you come running towards the group and coming out of a side passage, running next to you, and turns and says something in Estalian. You don't understand Estalian. Is a battered, bruised, and bloody were-tiger coming, running along. We must hurry, says the were-tiger. They are pursuing. Quickly, the moon cursor will be here.
This is amazing.
I'll keep going.
Freya comes running past you guys.
Freya, Freya.
I'm gonna try a thing. I am going to hold the mushroom clasped in both hands.
Yep.
And I'm gonna focus, and then I'm gonna channel divinity into it.
Ooh, you're going to try and turn it into a gift of Yorg.
No, I just want to turn it off. Thank you very much. I would like it to not be here anymore, and I can't think of a better way to get rid of it that doesn't involve me doing something really stupid.
Okay,
Because I've had this asshole
you
in my
channel
head all
divinity into it. Your channel divinity is currently consumed. You have created a tiny little blue shield around this mushroom. While your channel divinity is active, no one else will be able to touch it.
That's good enough.
That's what you got going.
So my channel divinity will only last a minute, though, won't it? Or what is the? Because this is a.
Yep, you got that there for now, though.
Okay.
There's a black and white set of fur comes and stands in front of you. We must make haste.
You make
She
really
is
weird
faster than
sounds.
us.
So do I.
Come. And starts loping ahead.
Are you alright?
I mean,
Yes.
Did you find the wizard at all?
No. They can detect Shunsui. They have history.
What? How
I
can
don't
they
know.
have
We
history?
can kill them by removing the moon.
The moon.
Yes, the moon symbol.
Oh.
Now might be another excellent time to practice that step. Clear your mind and get ready.
Let's go.
On the count of 5. 1, 5.
20.
Oh, yeah!
Is that a natural
Yeah.
20?
That's a natural 20.
Okay. There is a sudden flicker of movement, and in front of all of you, there appears a huge hyena-beast. This is the one that you saw earlier. It's like a heat shimmer, and she's suddenly there. And
What, she just appeared?
she just appeared, certainly. And the first thing she did was put a fist through Freya's head. But she went, and Freya, in the absolute nick of time, appeared just next to her. And shadow teleported about 5 feet. You were enveloped temporarily into the darkness that is ever present down here, and reappeared under the awnings of something. And she pulls her hand out of the brickwork and shakes off. You can see there's little bits of blood and stuff. And she turns and looks at you all. You are not the wizard. You are creatures of power. Surrender now and your human will have a swift death.
It's human.
Okay, I'm just gonna moonbeam this.
The need version 1 problem solving problem.
Ain't no
yes.
one gonna be murdering a
Moonbeam.
human on our watch, especially not our human.
Okay.
Our lone human?
Yes.
Sweet. So Neve goes beep and focuses down a beam of moonlight. It emanates from your shaft. It emanates in a shaft
Yes.
from the staff that you are holding
There you go.
and lances towards the creature.
Yes.
That is pretty awesome. Make me a Constitution saving throw, Josh. Okay, it does a 17 save.
A 17.
That is good. So they'll take half damage from your moonbeam. But,
Okay,
but
yes.
do your moonbeam.
Remind me.
Maintain composure, David, says chat.
Yeah.
I failed my will save.
7 points of damage.
What?
Yeah.
No, it's 9 points of damage. It's an 8 and a 9.
8 and a 6.
Wow.
That's a 6.
Oh, it's a 6.
Yeah, there we go. So, okay. The hyena creature shimmers for a second and gets almost entirely out of the way of the moonbeam, and then shrugs and steps back in front of it, and takes the moonbeam square in the chest and flexes. As the moonbeam hits it, the bright silver moon mark on its back
I did not
starts
consider
to
this.
glow.
I did not consider this. I am powering down the moonbeam.
And
Oh no! Josh has developed countermeasures. Soon things are just going to be turning up with like double
Right.
prestige wisdom saves. And
okay,
stuff.
and yeah, I am nothing if not benevolent. Surrender, and the hyena creature is attacked by the were-tiger.
Yes, were-tiger.
This were-tiger is terrifyingly outmatched.
Oh, gosh.
Yeah, this were-tiger is not going to last.
Go.
Go, get to the underworld.
I'm going to cast Sentry on the were-tiger.
It's making offensive actions.
That
It is,
one.
it is attacking as hard as it can.
Yep, no, then no.
Yeah, get to the underworld, says the were-tiger.
I'm trying to work.
Because sure. Immediate reactions.
York's immediate reaction is that York considers that we have better odds of taking this thing down when we have an additional ally than we do in a bit. So York actually moves in, flanks it, and smacks it in the face with an axe.
Sweet. Move in, flank it, and smack it in the face with an axe. All right, this combat's happening. Let's go. How?
I don't know if this is the right idea or not, but it's the gut instinct I've got.
Well, maybe. This thing is really hard. Okay, so you hit it with an axe. York sees the were-tiger bundle the hyena lady to the ground, the moon cursor, and jumps in to attack with an axe. Get it. We'll see. All right.
No, I got it.
While York's doing this,
Let's do
everybody think about what your immediate actions
I
are
know
going to
what I'm
be.
doing.
Sweet.
York will focus for the briefest of seconds and channel divine power into himself.
Ooh.
And then is going to lump this thing in the face twice.
Are you smiting?
No, I am divine favor, which is an extra d4 of damage
Okay, cool.
on top of everything else. So that is a... really hope a 24 hits it.
A 24 hits this creature.
I'm really happy to hear that. It's somewhat terrifying you had to check. Then I am going to...
Yeah, good job. I didn't expect you to hit it. How much damage do you do in total with that hit?
Give me a moment while I just smite it, because I'd like to apparently do
Okay, that's
more.
fine. I just need the total damage that you do to it.
That's fine.
Does this trigger his super smite?
Almost
This
certainly not.
does definitely not trigger your super smite.
Right, okay, so...
Oh, that's a great idea, chat. I'm not giving it to them.
Smite is... so smite regularly is, for me... Sorry, no, we're just going to roll regular damage.
Roll regular damage. How much do you get?
I get 12 on the first, and if a 17 hit it on the dice, then a 19 does as well.
Yes.
So that is 11 on the second. Does the amount of it that's radiant or thunder matter?
No, it doesn't count.
Okay.
Sweet. There are two. Boom, 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 boom. As York immediately sees where this is going and goes, right, we need to take action. The Browter soldier bundles in and starts laying in with the axe. The hyena creature is surprised to be struck because she is evading the were-tiger's blows with consummate ease. But yeah, that...
I was rolling with advantage, that was correct.
That's fine, yeah, I don't mind that, that's
Flanking,
absolutely
yeah,
fine. Flanking and prone and everything. Iris, what are you up to?
Let's send some time the dead at it. It's already taken some damage, so
Yeah.
if it would like to take me a wisdom saving throw.
Probably not. No, not a 2.
No.
Josh, wisdom saving throws, yo. Okay, there's a dong.
In before 1 damage. Oh no, you're rolling 2
Yes.
dice now.
Right.
16.
16 points of damage. That's quite a lot.
With a cantrip.
And you see its fur all wafts up in one direction. Yeah. And it's
necrotic if it cares.
sticks up. It does not. And then it comes back down. Okay, that was fun. At some point, I need to send some clever people against you. People who can pass a wisdom save. Freya, what's up?
Does a 14 hit it?
A 14? No.
Okay, well, Freya has attempted to hide, failed, attempted to shoot it, and failed.
Okay, so Freya, you have Shunsui saying, yes, now remember, patience and discipline, and has run up with a crossbow going, ah, blah, 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 blah. And on the ground, this thing, a bit like Agent Smith in The Matrix, has kind of moved at unbelievable speed and dodged, while pinned and being attacked by two creatures, dodged every single crossbow bolt you fired. You're out of bolts, and you are standing over at Neve.
Okay. Fairy fire.
Oh, great choice.
Amazing
choice. Do I get a save against this? That's such a good spell.
No. Wait.
Yes.
Right. Each object is any creature in the area.
Yeah. Save.
Oh, if it fails the dexterity saving
Oh,
throw.
it does not. Oh, it really does not.
Did my best.
Yeah. There's a.
What about the? Is it enemy creature or is it each creature?
Yeah. The.
Says each object is outlined.
Okay. So
Any creature is also outlined if it fails a dex saving
Sweet.
throw.
So need points.
So there's a were-tiger and a Jorg in there. And a
Yeah.
Hyena in there as well.
And-
Do they need to take saves?
You can just drop the spell. Neve points her staff, and there is a of purple and gold glitter, which spreads throughout the area. It lingers in the air in the way that only glitter can. And there's and Freya, you're standing and going, this is like what I do. As the hyena creature appears to mould into shadow and disappears in order to get out of the way of the spell. And there's a brief moment of pause. Iris, what's your armor class?
13.
Great. Right. The hyena creature appears behind you and says, would you like to take me 21 points of damage?
Whoa!
Yeah, make a Jacob spend those hit points.
21.
And 21 points of damage.
And down, which means concentration on suggestion has dropped.
Yeah, that's correct. The were-tiger, the were-tiger might be dead. Oh, fuck.
No, don't have the were-tiger be
Okay,
dead.
the were-tiger is out. The were-tiger is unconscious. It tussled with something. But yeah, the hyena creature shimmers in behind Iris and pokes a pair of holes in her. You see a pair of long, elongated, furry fingers with long claws pull out, and Iris, who was being held up like a fashionable coat, drops to the floor and starts hemorrhaging blood.
No.
Immediate reactions as the hyena creature.
I'm gonna
Some blood.
go into it, shouting a prayer of mercy onto Iris as I go with healing word as a bonus action,
Sweet.
and just hit it in the face again.
Roll me an attack.
I'm gonna roll some healing first.
Yeah.
That's
quite
not how
important.
dice towers work. Well, I mean, gain 6.
I'll do that.
And don't
Iris,
be dying
you are-
unconscious.
Yeah, as you fall, before you hit the ground, your wounds are healed over by a blessing from Jorg. And a faint blue light is going to glow there for the next 30 seconds as they start to re-knit the wounds. Yeah, you're not dead yet.
Did I skip an action while I was falling, or?
You can have your action immediately after you resolve this attack.
I am then going to take 2 attacks not at advantage because the creature isn't flanked.
That's correct, it's really not. Yeah, hit me now.
That 4 definitely misses, but the 16-24 definitely does.
24 hits.
So white dice damage equals 8, 14, 15. Don't hurt my friends, please. I'm gonna lump a level 2 smite into this.
Sweet.
Well, 15.
Yeah.
25.
25 is a lot of damage. Okay. Bam! How much of... No, that's in total. Okay. 5. Yeah. Sweet. There's a bam, bam, and you smash into this creature, knocking it away from Iris, as it may well have finished the job. In fact, it would definitely have done. As Iris dropped down, you can see it raised a single finger and was going to poke a hole into the middle of Iris, but you attacked it and stopped it from having the chance to do that. Yes, this hyena woman will definitely attack you if you are down and bleeding. That is information that you should have. It's definitely what it's going to do. And Yorg, you smack it to one side with an impressive blow. The thunder rings through the underground caverns, and it turns to look at you, smiling.
Okay.
And you see the wound that you did it is starting to knit back up.
Well,
Iris.
I'm going
if
to...
there's anything you can do to stop this thing healing, I'd really... Oh, shit!
I think some spirit guardians, they seem useful.
They're pretty good.
Deploy blend function.
So I will spend my action to start calling forth spirits.
Safe
And then a bonus action, at the start of your turn,
Okay.
it'll be a wisdom saving throw.
Alright, I'll get that in a second.
And
Oh
then,
no, not wisdom saving throws again.
Fine, yep.
and then sanctuary on myself.
That's a pretty good combo. So Iris, a pair of white feathery angel wings cocoon around Iris as she gently rolls herself off to the side of the small street that this fight is taking place in. And around her, what's the first thing that appears?
The first thing that appears is one of the bandits.
One of the bandits, appearing in a shadowy form, like a milky ghost. This bandit appears and mouths silent words
Scar on his eye.
as it starts to walk with a scar on his eyes.
Long, dank hair.
There we go.
There we go. This bandit starts to walk a protective semicircle around Iris.
I don't want to concern you, Josh, but this does mean if you go anywhere near Iris again, you're going to have to make 2 wisdom saving throws. Just going to highlight that.
That's fine. I don't need to deal with Iris. Right.
Can I prepare an action in order to do 2 kind of attacks next turn?
Ooh.
That sounds very cool.
What I would like to do is ask Shunsui to help me shadow step,
Okay.
chuck a dagger, and shadow step to where they'd need to dodge into.
Oh, that's so cool. I really like it. So,
Sorry, my brain just caught up with what you said. That's
okay, so you're going to
epic
throw a
cool.
dagger and then shadow step. You're going to anticipate the dodge.
Yeah.
That's extremely awesome. So the answer is yes. And Shunsui says, you see the necessity of learning the step. You have grasped the situation immediately. Shinsui's dead impressed with you, as am I. Have some inspiration. That's extremely cool.
Oh yeah.
And you need to make me a insight check.
Insight. 14.
14. Okay. So you pluck a dagger and fling it at the creature. And the creature turns and looks at you and waits till almost the last possible second before there's a shimmer. Now, says Shunsui. Roll me a attack check.
Oh,
It was going, luckily, you've got inspiration.
Inspiration.
Yes! Yes!
Well, that was a quick cash in, ladies and gentlemen.
It's
It's not a 1.
It's not a 1.
Okay, so
That is an important thing.
that's really awesome. I like it a whole bunch. Yeah, the hyena lady shimmers and is no longer there as the dagger goes through, and you squeeze your eyes, focus, fold yourself into shadows, and step out just in time to swing with a blade. And you look around, and Shunsui says, "Duck!" And you do, just as a clawed hand goes swooping over you. You cannot see this, Freya, because you are busy teleporting around trying to get a handle on this hyena creature. Yes, that was almost correct, says Shunsui. You need to correct the aim. You can see the hyena creature is a bit concerned that just occurred. And also, you guys have never seen Freya do this before, and that was a thing that Freya just did.
I've seen the hyena stepping in and out of shadows and stuff, right?
Oh, do it. Do it.
Yeah.
Do it. Do it. Do it. Do it.
Ooh.
Yes! Yeah, okay, that'll shut that down.
Neve has noticed that this hyena is stepping into one set of shadows and out of another.
It's
and,
pretty dark everywhere here, so it's just like
clearly,
an apple and
moonbeam
teleport.
didn't help, so we're going
Wrong
to go
kind of light.
for a different kind of light. And Neve focuses her energies onto the little pebble at the top of her Gandalf staff and slams it down to the ground.
Suddenly, there is a bright, shining daylight. Shunsui says, well, that's not going to work now.
Of the two people I'm concerned about doing it, I'm kind of... Yeah, I can live with this.
And, yeah, alright, fine. That's frustrating. Grr.
Go away!
Yeah, have some inspiration. It was clever, it was clever.
I don't need it. I don't
No,
need
I'm getting
any
to it. I'm
inspiration.
impressed. I liked it. Yeah, you're like, well, it can do these things. Let's shut them down, boys. This is a good play. And the hyena creature looks at you guys, shimmers in place for a second, snarls at you all.
Would it like to take a wisdom saving throw?
Yeah, start of its turn. It's definitely going to take a wisdom saving throw. It's going to pass, but it's still going to take some damage.
4. Round up or round down?
Round down. Yeah, it snarls at you, and then it goes to viciously stamp on Iris, and its leg is turned away by a second ghostly figure that emerges. It's a female bandit who just guides it off to one side and takes how much? 4 damage in total. Okay. Yeah. What are you creatures?
I would very much like to take advantage of its obvious confusion at its...
We'll get there in just a second. It steps back and it looks at you all because it has teleported away. It's moved around. It's bounced around this combat, and it's standing kind of in the mouth of it, looking at you. Who are you? It demands.
Your executioner.
Okay, you're executioner. Frey, you can make me an attack check.
At advantage? No, I'm not flanking it. I want to do it.
Probably not. But mental maths is 14.
No. Okay, so you run in, you swing with your blade, and the hyena creature turns and flees. The hyena creature has run off.
I am going to attempt to prevent...
At half speed because of Spirit Guardians.
Does it half its speed?
Half speed.
For how long?
Well, if it starts its action inside the 15-foot radius.
Then the hyena dashes only 60 feet.
I can't catch that. Can't catch it, can I?
Well, you could dash and stay level with it.
It's got speed. Ugh, that's fast.
It does when it's got spells. Yeah, it's really good, man. It's going to be able to solo the party.
Alright, you sack of shit. Let's...
No, I was going to say, David, I gave you an out. You can.
I'm going to move up 30 feet.
Okay.
Within 30 feet of it.
Sure, just as it's running away.
Stand and face me. Compel deal.
No, York, why?
Okay, so it is at the edge of the daylight. If it takes another step, it's into the darkness and away. This is an important. What is this? What save is this?
This is a wisdom saving throw. Your favourite. I learned it just for you.
So good, so good, so good. Does a 14 save.
You save if you get the number.
Yeah.
Then you exactly match me, and you are gone.
There is a moment where York says, "Stand and face me," and this creature is almost pulled backwards, but that is the noise as it pops through the barrier that you pull out.
A brief reader. I am Yorg of the Shield. Stand and face me. That's the actual statement.
You say, okay, that changes things. You say, "I am Yorg of the Shield."
Yeah.
Okay, so it stops, turns and looks at you and says, "Interesting, tasty, old and new."
Oh, shit.
I am the Moon Cursor. We will see each other again, Yorg of the Shield. And steps back into the dark and is gone. And we're going to take a brief break there.
Oh my god!
I like that.
She is terrifying.
Yeah, she's really good.
Let's never ever fight her again. Let's just.
Oh, I'm sure she'll never turn up again.
Guys, we are
and
taking a
change names.
short rest. But we will
I'll
be
never
right
have
back.
to deal
We
with
just
that
we're
ever
going to
again.
change our names and campaign setting,
Yeah.
and we're just gonna
I thought that went well.
we're gonna enter Wizards of the Coast witness protection.
I was like, oh, you'll have a fight with a pair of level, kind of CR4 were creatures. It'll be a bit of resource depletion, but you guys will win. But you're like, no, suggestions and.
Bring us the boss fight.
So, okay, cool.
Oh.
I think they both failed and they just walked down with us and we got a pair of bodyguards.
Could have happened.
Yeah.
Could have happened.
They are for the group, so yes,
Yes.
please feel free to.
Alright.
Anybody who wants an orange.
Thank you. There we go. Oh man.
I'm switch his phone so we can see the chat.
Oh yes.
Hello, the chat.
Hello, the chat.
Ah, thank you, Sykes Mackenzie, who says, what a good first half.
Oh,
had to look at
Ah,
that was so thrilling. Oh, these are so cold. Goodness me. Wake up, little orange. Okay. Oh my god, what do we do
about what?
about the hyena? Jesus Christ.
That's a problem for future us.
Does anybody still have the anti-magic bracelets? Or did we leave them
Don't
behind?
think we do.
Because I was thinking, well, they can detect Shunsley, so maybe I could stick one on.
Oh,
him.
because
He probably wouldn't like it.
You're going
He
to
really
hobble
wouldn't like
Shrewsbury.
Yeah.
that would also stop him from being able to do his Although I suppose you could keep them on to keep him hidden, and then the moment that you needed
Then
him,
just
be like,
sneak up right behind her and then be like, hello.
that is,
personnel.
that is cool. Hey, I wonder if you could find some at the bazaar. Might be worth having a look.
Maybe.
But yeah, I think Freya is the only person who can fight this hyena and have a chance of winning. So I think we've got to go to the poker center, buy a whole load of potions and max restores, and then just send Freya out and just keep healing.
Lo-Fi has already said, orange, I choose you.
Oh,
Apparently they don't hatch if you don't rub them.
that's true. You got to warm them back up.
That is quite an impressive, Orangina-esque.
Thank
No, when
you.
you put it a little bit close together, so it's more of a sphere.
Yeah, there we go.
That's a very Orangina-esque healing.
It's a skill that I have taken a long time to cultivate because it's important to me.
Also, yeah. York seems to be doing a pretty decent job. He did.
Yeah.
And also, things that don't require to hit rolls, I hear they're quite good.
Yes, let's get all those wisdom saving throws
Tom
up.
Dead and...
Yeah, I think I've got some stuff for that.
Yeah.
Hold person, which would be particularly interesting for this, I think.
You might need hold creature. I don't know if it's humanoid enough for that to work.
That's interesting because I don't think I have.
Hold creature's like level 5 spell. You're not going to have it yet. But it can go, there's a dragon there, nope, stay there.
Okay. I'll negotiate with Josh then.
About what hold person can actually affect. But it's basically humanoidy things. If she's a humanoid, you must be within range, yeah.
I don't know at this point.
Is that a humanoid?
Yeah, exactly. Who knows? Yes, you do get to use saving throws to get out of it, but it's a wisdom saving throw, which is Josh's least favourite saving throw. And also, even if it's just for a bit to allow other people with bigger weapons to come and clonk it on the head is not a bad thing. Maybe we can negotiate. Roll.
It gets a saving throw at the end of each of its turns as well.
They were looking for the wizard, right? They weren't looking for us.
Nope. They wanted pants on head, crazy wizard.
But then they said that we were we were beings of power.
Yeah, and they thought I was a wizard because I cast spells.
Yeah.
So,
It
looks like a duck and it quacks like a duck.
They said, surrender, and your human will die
Quickly.
peacefully or something quickly. Yeah. So
you're not recognised as being a
I
power,
think-
Sols.
which is interesting because you've got Shunsui.
She said tasty. I think she likes eating other magic. I think if she actually tried to do that with Iris, Holm would have words with her.
Oh my god,
Eat hog.
that's interesting. That's very interesting. Maybe she's like the tattoo wizards that she can take energy from other power sources. Opened up these crisps. These are the best crisps. Wizzo the wizard. She was talking about Bucks. No, I'm sure she was talking about Freya. It was like within the group there. I don't know.
Or maybe Bucks is the human.
It's a bit oblique.
But
Yeah.
Lord Bucks.
Box.
Box. Lord Box. The one
No,
that
no.
your boyfriend
I
is
didn't think it
currently
was spelled like that
pretending
at
to
all. In my head it was BUX, and then that threw me
Ah.
off, and I was like, "Who the fuck is Bucks?"
be. Well, it's at that time of history where like
Spelling
spelling
is
is
optional.
optional. So some people will spell it one way, some will spell it the other way. Some will literally write the word box. Wizzo the Wizard. Yeah. Who is this pants wizard? I mean, clearly he's cleverer than us, because he wasn't
Yeah.
at home.
And he's got a magical shielding thing.
And he's got a magical shield thing. Shit, maybe if we'd let the hyena walk into the magical shield, it would have burnt and like exploded, and then.
I think that would have just annoyed.
That's probably true. We got to try and find this wizard. Clearly, whoever they are, they know what they're dealing with.
Get them to wear pants.
I think they are wearing pants, just nothing else.
But he's wearing the pants on his head.
On his head.
He was literally described as pants on head crazy wizard
Amazing.
by one of the rat people.
I'm very excited. Yeah, you know Wizzo. Also, he wasn't wearing pants. This is the best. They know that pants are a lie put out by the government. Oh, these are.
So good.
You want some salt and pepper crisps? They are very good.
Do you want some lemonade?
I would love some lemonade.
It is sugary lemonade, sadly, because I didn't realise it was sugary.
It's- Oh. At least when you've got sugar in your drinks, you know what you're drinking.
Lemon.
I wonder how she learned how to shadow step.
Yeah. Well, Shinsui said that he'd fought her before, or just creatures like this before. Was it her specifically?
Since we did say she, I think.
I thought
Ah,
I'd killed all of them, didn't you say?
That's
I
interesting.
thought I killed all of them.
So maybe they learned it
This
from
is
the
something
same
someone
out
said
of
she-
the West, because he's the blade of the West, isn't he? And they are Western wear witches.
Good lemmings.
Oh no, it was our buddy werewolf who said she's faster than us. No,
I'm so sad the Were-Tiger's not on our team anymore. I really felt like we'd bonded.
That sounds a good intro.
Truffle crisps? Truffle crisps? That sounds amazing. They tasted of mushroom and garlic.
Is that where you get a shaving of truffle and then deep fry it?
That sounds good.
You could actually make
A
truffle,
truffle
crisps.
crisp.
What a waste though. I have once in my life been to a restaurant where they came out with a truffle and like one of those tiny little graters, and they were like, just say when.
You're like, never. Never. Just keep going. More.
Man, that whole month was crazy. I went and did a corporate gig, and it's just like, you know, when people get taken by the fae and go to like this magical land, and there's all like, you know, banquets, and it's like, don't eat the food or you'll never be able to leave, and it was like that, like just stepping up into the world of corporate money was just like, I don't belong here. So I enjoyed myself very much for that month. And then came back home and decompressed. Jesus. Should we be worried that there's a werewolf on the popcorn box?
No, it's fine.
Yeah. It does sort of look like it's crushing it down into the ground. Hello, werewolf.
So many amazing models here.
Mm.
I'm jealous of the room to store them.
Yes. Well, all you need is somewhere with a structurally unsound floor. No one else will want it.
Oh, well, there you go.
Oh, is that why we're in this room?
Oh yeah, yeah.
Okay, good. So when we fall through,
Then they can't say they didn't warn us. A wild Josh approaches.
what would have been fun was to throw the mushroom at her.
I really think that's a bad idea.
I think that's
yeah.
hilarious.
Well, they
We've
throw it
already-
towards.
The orcs or something.
We've already. Oh man.
Well,
yeah,
chat
you can draw
suggested that,
towards
didn't
the
they?
Yeah, that was chat suggestion. They were like, throw the mushroom, and I was like, great idea. I'm not giving it to them.
No.
If it's any consolation,
I thought it was
chat,
good.
That thing did tick through my brain for a moment, and then I was like, no, I don't want to give this asshole any more friends.
Right, okay. And we are back.
We are back. Right, what was that? Let's never fight it again.
That was fun.
That was fun.
Iris, you good?
I've been better, but sure.
Are you alright, Freya? Because you were doing the same sort of
I am
shadow
very good.
jumping thing.
Yes, but that's not what we're asking.
Yeah, it's fine.
That was the moon cursor.
There's only one.
There's only one what?
There were.
Sorry.
Yeah.
Stop, everyone. We need to not be on the street. We need to not be here. We need to find somewhere. We need to bunker down. We need to get our shit back together.
Agreed. Where do we
I'll
go
make
that's
sure.
safe?
They can
Spirit Guardians
detect.
drops before
Sensory.
Corporel comes out.
They can probably detect you.
Cool. Spirit Guardians dropped before Corporel.
I'm not sure because
He's a
my
relevant thing.
when I channel divine power through thunder. You got any idea what the fuck that was?
Oh, you're asking Thunder. You, yes.
It's been a while.
Yes. You're not relying on my counsel as much as you could.
It's been hectic, and I'm sorry. We are going to talk later.
That was much like yourself.
Oh. Okay.
It radiated with a divine essence.
Ooh.
Okay. Implying that it owns that it maintains a hallow or something else, or is
Further investigation is required.
might be a champion? You mean?
Well, it is probably impossible for me to tell you.
What does Shunsui say?
Shinsui says, I did not expect her on this continent.
Lancelot says
There are other continents?
we need
We need
to.
to conquer.
We
she
are.
thinks.
We are gonna. We need to find somewhere to be not on the street. Sure, it
Yes,
can
let's go
detect
as we
Shinsui,
go.
but let's just bunker down as well we can.
Far across the sea, there is the great kingdom of Kabuto, where I hail from.
Great. We'll make a better one.
That is the spirit. But your companions are not incorrect. Discretion may be the better part of valor.
I'm gonna try and find an abandoned building.
There's
easy to
10 a penny. You find a building.
And like cover the windows and doors as much as I can.
Ain't no windows here, man.
Okay.
You find a little hole that leads into. It's kind of a cave. Some things have lived here. There are signs of habitation at some point. There's a couple of old bits of clothes strewn around. There's a dead campfire. There's
If
things
there's a
have been
dead
here.
campfire here, I'm gonna relight one and try and make it as smokeless as I can. Just a small source of heat and light.
Okay. You can do that easily. Smokeless, not so much.
I would like to, if we're taking a short rest.
We might be taking a long rest.
Might be.
I think that might be
I think
wise.
that might be a really good idea. I'm gonna give it a go, if I may.
Sure. Survival.
That is very cocked. Right, that is 17.
Light, fine. In which case, you string some of the cloth down over the fire to create a plume for the smoke to go, and it vents it out of the cave, so you are warmed but not fumigated.
And it's more I want it to not go out the front at least, so that it's not obvious that there are people in here.
Okay, then it's shoved it off into another part of the cave. It's going to get a bit smoky in here, but it's not going to pour out onto the street. That's
What is Shunsui telling you?
Yes.
Check out your shoulders.
She's from a different continent. You good?
Who, the hyena woman?
Yeah. Or at least Shunsui has encountered her on a different continent.
Shunsui has encountered her. How old is Shunsui?
Shunsui, how old are you? If that's not rude to ask.
It's not rude at all. I am. I can tell you. A pleasant.
What's this? What's this going on?
I was born approximately 1,000 years ago.
He's 1,000 years old. Why can't you just tell me everything?
There is a binding.
Who binded you?
I think he
cannot
can't
tell
tell you because of the nature of the binding. Lancelot has the same issue.
Right.
And
Has
so
Lancelot
do
fought
the
this
angels and
hyena thing
dragons.
before?
No, but
Ah.
he said that she radiated with divine power similar to the way I do. I'm not sure what that means yet.
She's a champion to a god.
Maybe.
Hog.
Does that make sense, Sunsweet?
Pog.
Pog crawls out from under your shirt, where Pog has been licking at your wounds.
Oh.
What do you want to ask him? I'll relay messages.
Does Pog recognise this hyena woman? Does he recognise the kind of magic it is?
Pog says, "Oh yeah, I don't know what type. I wasn't specific smelling for that, but certain a bit like the big fella over there."
Him.
Yeah.
Something divine-y.
She didn't divine. She didn't seem very perturbed by
There's a
you.
range
Do I
of
seem divine?
gods.
Seriously?
Mordred is a god.
Oh, Josh.
Yeah.
That's true, and we haven't seen any
mushroom ball.
followers of
Is it still
Mordred,
in the
really.
ball?
Oh no, the ball is
We've seen
expired.
loads of followers of Mordred. Bocarellos follow Mordred. And,
That's
you
true.
know, Garlon is a god.
I
Yeah,
still
non-gods
have.
are good.
I still have detect poison disease up because I haven't taken damage and have maintained concentration unless it's been longer than 10 minutes.
At this point, it has been longer than 10 minutes. But it's the same mushroom. You're pretty
But
sure.
I haven't picked up any idea of it spreading to any of these guys.
No, as far as you're aware.
Okay. In that case, I'm going to put 5 points of lay on hands into it.
Okay. You put 5 points of lay on hands into the mushroom. It withers and dies.
Is it safe?
Is it like tender dust or something like that?
Maybe put it in the
It shrivels and you see it empties of a dark black ichor. It is now like a dried husk of a mushroom.
Yeah, you should eat it.
I just say
No. I'm going to throw it into the fire.
Okay, it burns. It doesn't release any horrible gas. It burns.
Thank you.
Yeah. That rapture.
And that means infected people can be within the...
Within the ward below.
No, it doesn't. When you turned up, when the river flooded, the wards went down, didn't they?
Yes.
So there was a time period when Garland's influence can have entered into the wards.
And so when the wards went back up, they'd just be trapped either side.
Yeah.
Potentially. It's not
the infection.
pushing
Well, then
out.
Well,
It's
you're a
supposed to be
druid, aren't you?
nice.
And you can create these wards.
Yeah.
Make me a Arcana check, please.
It was supposed to be was when you arrived.
Yes, but I never got off the boat.
yeah,
Not-
like 24.
All right.
I never got off the boat while I was diseased.
The way these work is you craft these. They've been built up in Old Town, and apparently the wards continue down, and you see no reason why they wouldn't.
Yeah.
You create a perimeter, and I mean maybe it goes all the way down. Who knows? But it's a circular area, or kind of circular, around Old Town, and it's a ward. Nothing can get in or out.
It's not a pushing out, it's a barrier.
It's a barrier. That is
Either way.
correct. Nothing can
So
cross.
if anything of Garnon's influence was inside the town as the wards were being put up, it would have gotten stuck within there. Maybe that was why the rat person was so intent on me taking this mushroom.
The infection in him wasn't very far, which would explain if it was only since the wards, in that brief moment when the wards were down and went back up again, that would explain that. What I am more concerned about is the rest of the Ada mansion.
Yes.
Because if there's one here, then it implies there's more somewhere.
And they can get up to Old Town, and Old Town isn't as...
I would be surprised if some manner of infection didn't creep into Old Town already, but if it's coming from below and above at the same time. Wards are great, but this one has been breached by the river rising.
So, we know they were after this wizard. We don't know where the wizard is.
They don't know what the wizard is.
They don't know.
And they're pretty good at detecting magic stuff.
Yeah. So this wizard's clearly smarter than us.
He's hiding.
This doesn't change what we're here for. We need to go down and find the king in colours and
bucks.
And Buck.
Yeah.
The wizard was a possible source of information. That turns out to not be the case at this stage.
I just really don't want to run into those again while we're searching. I don't know what we do.
That's why I suggest we rest up.
Yeah, rest up, and
if we're going to run into it again, I'd rather do it with a full tank.
I can sneak around, try and find a path to the entrance to the underworld that wouldn't take us anywhere.
Relatively close to where we are now, isn't it?
Could be. Just dropping the quest for Wizzo the Wizard. Well, whatever, says chat. Okay. Yeah, you could certainly sneak around. If you guys are going to camp, this is as good a place as any. You found somewhere. There may be things that turn up.
I will be getting Hog, the guard dragon.
Oh,
yeah, boss. Yeah, all right, I'll do that.
I use alarm through Hog.
Sure.
Yeah.
How long? It lasts 8 hours,
8
right?
hours, yeah.
All right, I'll keep watch.
Initiating guard mode, boss.
Hang on. he flaps his wings up and then he brings them round in front of him like this. In fact, he brings them up and he's just kind of peering through. Don't worry, I'll keep a lookout, boss. Sneaky like. And Pog crawls to the front of the cave entrance, makes himself as low as he can like a cat, and looks out up and down the hallway. Can see the dark.
Yeah.
Great, so yeah, Pog is going to let you know. He has a magical alarm who will very happily let you know if things turn up. And you guys can get some sleep, I guess.
Can I take a short rest and go sneak around and try and map out a safe path to the underworld?
So you can do that. You will not have had a long rest for the next session.
I'd recommend doing it in the morning.
I'll tell you what. If you're make me a, you're trying to find around your own way. Maybe a stealth check.
16.
16 is incredible on especially when you roll like
6.
the 6. Okay. Yes. So on a 16, you are able to get back in time to gain the benefits of a long rest, but you sneak up ahead and you hear voices. So Freya, you meld into the shadows, and you can see that there are there's a few rat people around who are speaking Adel. You have no idea what they're saying, and you wait for them to pass. You make your way on, and you can see there's the basement, the footings of a really large building, which have been broken into, and you're looking. You can see that there's a little hole in the side. You wait a second, you move in, and you're ready to shadow dash out at the second you need to. Good, says Shinsui. Stay prepared. And you look, and it's quite dark in here, but it appears to be a set of cells.
Ooh.
And yeah, there's a set of cells. There are some people in some of them. Mostly rat folk. There are a couple of races from the world above, and they are Browser, in fact, that you can see. you get close enough to get identified?
No.
Cool. Then you spot this, and you Shunsui drags you, and shadow step back away, and from the shadows you can see that there is a were creature comes loping through the doorway, stops for a second, doesn't catch your scent, and then continues, and you see they go off through the cells and then out through a little passageway out on the left is where you see. So into the big building, through the cells, and then out through a little passageway. That's what you see. You come back and report this.
Yep. What does Pog say on Freya's return?
Does alarm exclude people?
No, become no smoking. Tiny or large creature enters.
Sweet. Oh, wait, boss, you hear. You are roused from your slumber. And Pog says, Freya's back. Yeah, no worries. You want me to keep watching? Yeah, all right, no worries. Freya, please go to level 6.
I am the knight.
At level 6, rogues get expertise in 2 skills.
Nice.
Which you can choose. I suggest you choose
You can
thematically.
choose any. Oh.
No. Of the skills that you have proficiency in, you can go, now I have double proficiency in those skills.
This is the reason you're so good at
yes,
stealth, right?
Yes.
So you're
I
so good
remember.
at stealth
Yep.
because
So you
you
have stealth and acrobatics,
Yeah.
and you can choose.
statecraft and winning.
I'm going to give you, actually, I'm going to say, are you proficient in sleight of hand?
Yeah.
Great, then I'm going to say one of your expertise is sleight of hand because of how deftly you carve the moon out off of the other character. The other one you can decide whenever you like. You also have you have gained the ability to shadow step, which is just extremely cool.
It's just.
And of course, you get some hit points.
And you get some hit points
How
and
does Shadow
things.
Step work? It's an action.
Shadow step is a it's a monk ability. You can have it in a second. But Shunsui has taught it to you.
Yeah.
Grats.
Was it
And you
one
have
special
learned
rest?
it.
No.
What?
Yeah, it's an always on. It's absolutely absurd.
Wow.
It's just really good, man. I really like it. It's just like, yeah, okay, it's cool. Through patches of darkness that you can see, I believe the
You gain
range
the
limit
ability
is
to
sight.
You gain the ability to shadow step from one shadow to another when you are in dim light or darkness as a bonus action. You can teleport up to 60 feet
Oh, sorry.
to an unoccupied space that you can see that is also in dim light or darkness.
Right, that's what you get.
You then have advantage on the first melee attack you make until the end of the turn.
Oh my gosh.
Nice.
You lose the gain advantage on the first melee attack you make until the end
So
of the
it's
turn.
just a
Okay.
mobility
It's
thing.
just a mobility thing. Oh,
It is a
no.
Fair enough.
Right, yeah, yes.
I don't think that's balanced, Josh. I think
That's
it's-
fine. Okay,
it's
cool.
any other.
So that happens. You guys can have a perfect sleep. Can you guys? Somebody roll me a d12.
D12.
Four.
A
That's
4. Okay. At some point, there is a boss.
Pog.
There's a lot of rats.
Thank you, Pog.
There's a lot of rats, boss.
Rat men or
No, rats. Actual rats, boss.
A lot of rats.
Yeah, I'm hungry. Yes, boss. All right. And the Pog brings a rat back and curls up on next to you and chews it for a bit, and then he goes, "Oh, I should go back and watch the entrance, shouldn't I, boss? Yeah, all right, I'll do that. Sorry, I didn't want to wake you up." Pog goes back to watch, and you are not wakened.
Zoe, you gain 5 plus your Constitution modifier. That is the plus number of hit points.
Yeah.
How much is your Constitution modifier? Right.
You
So
get
you
7
gain
hit
7
points.
hit points. Oh, everybody loses the 5 maximum hit points they gain from aid, by the way. It's likely that I'll put it back up again when we come back to this, but it's worth highlighting.
All right. You guys are woken up. There's 3 Edelmenschen that come into the cave and then stop when they see you guys. Guten Tag.
Guten Tag. Good morning.
Ja, guten Morgen. Oder guten Abend.
If you say so.
Are any of these ones able that we've met before?
No. There's a lot of Adels out there, man.
We are. We were looking for a wizard. You know the wizard, the crazy pants wizard.
Are you speaking Estalian?
Yes.
They don't speak Estalian.
That's okay.
Do you want me to make a picture of a wizard?
We don't know what this wizard looks like.
Man, pants on his head.
That could get
That's
us into more trouble.
That's not what we want.
That's all right.
That's a dungeon. Yeah, it's this big. Right.
That's a sexy fun
Ontivert.
times.
Ontivert. Which way?
They look at you and they back out of the. They're not. They point up the road and then disappear. They go the other way. They're not interested in going anywhere near that.
Mm-hmm.
They couldn't communicate with you. Just like, no idea. Right.
I've taken my other expertise in perception.
Perception is a very good choice. Such a good call.
Freya is starting to pay more attention.
Bravo.
Freya's starting to care enough that she's like, oh, I suppose I should pay attention to what the peasants are saying.
Right, we'll head in the direction that they pointed.
Sweet. Well, the direction they pointed is towards the large building that Freya sussed out last night. The large building. These are the foundations of a building. Somebody take me a difficult. God, I don't know. Survival check.
All right.
Yeah, I mean,
I'll do survival. I can do survival.
Survival. I'll take survival. It's not quite right, but do it. Yeah, that's fine.
Could I possibly have some guidance?
No, you can't. Take me a history check though, Jacob. That's a reasonable thing to take as well.
16?
16, no, this is hard.
Yeah, no. Oh, 13.
No. Fine, okay, you have no idea where this is in Old Town. It's to try and go, where are we right now under the
dungeon?
Yeah, you can't, you don't know.
Oh, yeah.
But you do find your way to a large stone basement. There is a slight hole in the side. Freya, you've been in that hole. You've described that it's full of pages to the group. What do you do? Volume.
Sorry. In a whisper, is there anybody in there?
In a whisper. I don't know. I can go have a look if you'd like.
All right.
I see. So the louder we're talking out of character, the quieter we're talking in character. I understand. Yes, if you can.
Yep. I'm gonna sneak.
Okay, so
Like a
No.
stealthy ninja.
I'm loving my new ability. Can I see any shadows inside there?
yeah, it's
literally
very dark
underground.
in there.
I walk into a shadow out here and I.
You don't need to roll.
You don't need to roll.
Don't
It just
need to roll,
works
you
now.
just
Good.
do it.
Just
What, seriously?
Shadow step
just
is.
works.
Shadow step is
Yeah.
bonkers.
So the way this is working is until you have properly mastered this ability,
Yeah.
I am going to get you to roll, but just to see if you critically fail.
Okay.
So
That's
you
fine.
did not,
Yeah.
and Shinsu says, "All right, focus, good, clear your mind," and Freya is pulled into a little pocket of shadow and steps out somewhere
Anybody
else.
else not getting used to that?
You can feel, so you know, this is an ability that is granted you while you have Shunsui.
Yeah.
It is the second of
I
the
can't leave
magical
him in a bear.
abilities. Sorry?
Can't leave him in him.
Well, you can, you just
You
won't
can't
be
leave him in
able
a bear,
to.
yeah.
You cannot shadow step without
You
Shunsui.
can leave him in the bear, but you won't be able to shadow step out of the bear if you do.
And yeah, you appear in the entranceway. You go, haha! Or slightly further away from the entranceway, and you are in one of the cells.
Your move.
As long as I'm hidden, that's fine. I'm just
It
gonna
is very dark in here.
quietly have a look.
Yeah, you look, you can see some figures. Like I said, there's some Browter over the other way.
Around to lizard men. Any, not lizard men, rat people.
Yep.
Any people that look like they have night vision or might be particularly annoying to get past.
Take me a perception check, please.
Oh, a perception check. 11.
11's pretty good. Okay, so on an 11, no, you can see that there is a large figure standing over by one of the corners, but you don't know exactly what it is. It's pretty meaty. Whatever it is.
In a cell.
No, it's out of the cells. It's
Oh my gosh, are any of the humans wearing just pants? No,
Are
a wizard that powerful wouldn't be in jail unless he wanted to be.
It is a dungeon.
Right under their noses.
roll me. There's a and the creature that you see walks forwards. You can see that it is in fact some kind of a werefox, and it stepped forwards and it's sniffing and having a look around. You're pretty sure that will have dark vision. And then you hear a noise right next to you. Roll me that stealth that you didn't roll before.
22. A billion.
It's really frustrating. I was like, I got a 20, I'm good now. And coming straight through from the other side, you can see there's another were creature. They stop and have a conversation. In Istalian, you pick out a few words here and there. You've improved your perception, and you're like, oh, they're talking that. It's really hard. You don't know exactly what the conversation is. They're speaking quickly and fluently, but you're starting to go, that one just said something about someone else. Clearly, that was so you're starting to get the shape of the sentences, but you don't know exactly what it is. And back and gone. Good. Okay. All right. This is extremely ill-fated. Like half a second stream, and then it's dead. So I'm going to kill this stream. Hang on. All right. Can you please tell them that we're restarting?
Yeah.
It did reconnect last time. Is when it did it when you weren't here. It was like it was
No,
slightly
it's
forward.
this.
Oh, it's good. Okay. All right. And we're here. Who knows? We're having streaming difficulties. I wish we weren't, but we are. There's nothing I can do about that.
Apologies.
Yes, I blame you. Right.
It's all my shadow stepping.
It's all your shadow stepping. You're breaking the stream. We're back. Lovely. Thank you.
You're tanking the server with the GPS.
For now, let's press on. This is what you see, Freya.
Okay.
Um,
I'm just going to just sit back out.
Yep.
And whisper to everyone.
As
there's a bunch.
Freya appears. Show the tweet first.
There's a bunch of were people in there, and there's a larger person at the end. It's not going to be easy.
And this is where we have to go to get into the Unterwelt.
You saw two were people.
We don't
If only
know.
we had a way of dealing with two were people.
Remove the moon. Remove it.
Yeah, that's. I mean,
Well, we have a choice.
discover
I
that,
suppose
right?
we can either try and have you alter their minds in some way, or we go in there and kill them both.
I like the first option.
I had a suspicion you might, which is why I suggested it.
Wait, what was the not killing them option?
Alter their minds in the way
Like
that
with
she
the
did to
tiger.
Okay, go on.
Neve, what do you have to say?
Neve does not say anything. Neve just glares at the group in general.
Any ideas? Got a better one, then I'd be very happy.
No, I
to hear
don't
it.
have a better one.
Boss, do you need me for a bit? I'm a bit tired. I was up all night.
Okay.
Yeah, I will. Hang on. Pod crawls into your lodge
Wait,
bag.
do you sleep properly? Do you need sleep?
What? I'm really tired, boss.
Are you?
Well, I'd like a sleep. Might dream of something.
Sure.
I had a nice dream once. I was bigger than any seagull, right? And so Pod crawls back into your bag.
Oh man.
And you hear very quiet, but definitely there from inside the bag.
Oh my god.
He's Beaker.
Doing cute little guinea pig snores.
What is your plan, guys?
Is this the way that we have to go?
But have you seen the entrance down?
No. But they were coming and going
Wait, hang on.
from the other.
Are you saying that these creatures have prisoners in these cages?
Yes.
Why are we even talking about this then? They're holding prisoners and hostages in these cages. Like, unless they're all like garlanded up the nines, I see no reason why they should be allowed to keep that.
What if they're
We don't know
criminals?
whose prison this is.
What if they've
But
done bad things?
it's not the Adel's prison, is it?
Might be.
Well,
Have you seen any
not if
police?
it's
Any
based
guard?
not based on their responses to these Gestantlander, no. The Gestant-
You're in an area that people don't come to.
Yeah. This is not the Adel's Society's prison. This is these creatures holding them for reasons unknown. Unless we're
Well,
going to go
yes,
in there
then.
and have a conversation.
Sure.
Yeah. I think that's probably the right way to go.
You have this whole Mission Impossible stick set up.
This is fine. It's alright. Who needs a heist? Painstakingly planned. How do you enter? Is it like shock and awe, or stealth, or are you just like?
I'm going to pop 3 flashbangs through the window
The
and then rappel
strategy
down from the roof.
Is Iris actually trying to prevent him?
Yeah.
Let's talk to them. We're going to knock.
Let's go and talk to them.
Iris is going to provide a mobile distraction.
Cool. So Iris walks up and
Knocking is a bit excessive. I'm going to hide before the knocking
knocks.
happens.
Sure.
Where is everybody standing at this point?
Behind Iris.
I'm in some shadows with my
Ready?
crossbow out.
Okay.
I'm with the rest of the group. I'm with these two.
Sweet. So you guys are there, and Freya, you are somewhere in the shadows. If you like, you can be inside
At
one
this
of the
point,
cells with
she
your
is
crossbow.
literally in
Yeah.
any shadow.
Yeah. Oh no, they can smell me. I'll be outside for now.
Fine. You're also outside, but you're off to one side.
Yeah.
There is a pair of yellow eyes that appears in the darkness. They are at the same height as you, Iris. So this is not a huge creature, and says something in Adel.
Italian?
My hovercraft is
What?
full of
yeah.
What do you want?
We seek
Access.
passage into the Unterwelt.
Why?
We hear it's lovely down there this time of year.
York gives you a look. Even in the dim light down here, it's like
Roll me a persuasion check, please.
Guess Neve hasn't seen any flowers in a while.
Or deception.
No, I was clearly being
Yeah.
sarcastic. It worked with the others. Right, okay, 10.
10. We'll have to find another way. There are precious things in the underworld down here.
We have a friend who's gone missing. Maybe you know them? Lord Bucks?
I would walk away now. You can see the creature's hand just about in the shadows. So Iris, you can see it's perfectly because you've got dark vision. It's a fox creature. And it's raising a hand to touch the silver moon tattoo emblazoned on its neck.
Prepare action. If nothing else happens, just before he does that, I'm shooting his hand.
Okay. Going up.
Okay, I'm going to cast suggestion. Open the door. Wisdom saving throw.
Yeah. I will open the door for you. Which door?
This door. And the door down to the underworld.
Yeah. And the creature opens a door.
Thank you, that's very kind of you.
Its eyes have milkied over a little bit, but it opens the door and starts walking through. Come with me. You are led.
I have my eyes on its hands the whole time. If it goes to its neck, I'm going to attempt to.
You don't go to its neck,
No,
man.
no,
Yeah.
for sure. But I'm making you aware of where my head is at.
Sweet, that's fine. I imagine there's both a rogue and a paladin who are trained on this, ready to. That's fine.
Although
You have
what's
weapons
going
pointed at it
to
at
end
all
up
times.
happening is that it's going to go for his neck. York's going to grab it, and then Freya's going to shoot York. That's what's going to happen.
I think that's probably the most
And
balanced
Pog's
step.
gonna die.
Yeah.
Bob's asleep in my bag at the minute. It's pretty much as safe as he can be.
Okay.
Freya's like, we need a distraction.
You
Quick, Iris, give me your bag. Set it on fire. Throw it at me. No, Pog was in there.
Right.
Not anymore.
Okay.
Oh.
You walk
Sorry,
through.
Josh.
It's all right. Through a column. You can see there are 4 blocks of cells. There's and there's a little like cross between them of pathways that you can go through. And you come in through the south entrance. You start going up, and you are led off to the left as you walk along. You can see these cages. They have some people in them. There are some Brauta who scurry away to the edge of the cell.
Are they wearing colours at all?
Yeah, history check.
7.
Worse.
Sweet. You have no idea. You
I
can
can ask one while you're in here.
you ask one.
Yeah.
20.
20 on the history.
Neve, one of these, the one that you are looking at is a member of Bucks's guard.
Really?
Yes. You go up and ask one whether in here in Brauta.
Yeah.
Hey. The werefox is waiting. What? Who are you?
We're
We've come to
friends of
help.
Lord Bucks.
The Bucks got taken below. And things came, we didn't stand a chance.
What things? The where things.
Them things.
Yeah.
The,
It's magic. Bear with it.
Okay, if you're fit to bear arms, please come with us. If not, go on back up to the upper city and tell them what's going on.
we're locked in.
I can
Is there a...
Roll me sleight of hand. Roll me thieves tools. In fact.
What do I add to thieves' tools?
It's-
I've got proficiency.
it's
but-
dex.
Okay.
10. Okay, on a 10, you go. I can unlock this. The door is locked.
I'm going to
just
give
gonna
you
look at the-
guidance.
I'm just
and
gonna
I'm
look at
going
the
to say
box.
we do
It's not a
have
skill
this
check.
Is there a key on his belt?
Sorry?
Is there a key on the fox's belt?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mind if I have that?
The fox says you can't have that.
Okay.
It's my job to keep things secure down here.
Open this door.
Oh, can you ask it to open this door?
Right. Open this door as well.
Oh,
Did
yeah.
ask it to open the doors.
Oh, yeah, of course. Why didn't I think of that? So it's the fox pulls out the ring of keys and opens the door.
And that one.
Oh, okay.
I'm gonna Is there a
Open the door is a great thing to ask a guard to repeatedly do in a prison, isn't it?
is there a decent number of Browser, or how many?
There are 4 Browser here.
So Bucks was alive last you saw him.
Oh, yeah, they took him down.
So down that way, yeah.
That's right. They threw us in here.
Right. We'll
Did
get
they?
sorted out.
Did you have any idea of what they were going to do with you and why you're in here?
They've taken some of us. They turned some of us into...
Any of you got the mark on your neck?
No. I used to know that man. Pointing at the fox.
We'll fix it if we can.
Thank you.
Go on, tell upstairs what's going on.
All right. They start to leave. And as soon as they come out of their cells, the fox is on them and pushes them roughly and shouts, back in your cells, and pushes them back in. The doors are still open.
Okay.
This person is going to take us somewhere else in a second. When we leave, go for it. All right. There's a limit to what this magic can do. All right.
They're really scared, but
There's a limit to what this magic can do. Pull yourself together.
Up on the surface, the lord you're looking for is Lord Tyndall. He's standing in for Bucks at the moment. Tell him that we're alive.
right, okay.
Tell him that Lady Freya and the rest of us are safe.
I will. All right, come on, lads.
Wait
Lead on.
for us to leave.
Lead on, Foxy.
Sure.
Could we let the can we let the Adel out as well, please?
Open these doors.
Of course.
Roger's going to open all these.
8 hours worth of
8 hours worth of door opening.
He's the best valet.
Hang on. None of you leave your cells. You get all of the doors in the prison open.
Brilliant.
Takes you 20 minutes, but it's done.
Let's get down there.
Let's get down there.
Where am I taking you now?
Open the
Oh,
door.
yeah, sure.
You said there were two.
And then I've got to come back and guard these prisoners.
You said
Sure.
there were two.
There were 2 before. There's likely more between us and wherever we're going.
All right. Well, let's go then.
Okay, cool. So you are led through the last row of cages. The Adel they're
Oh, snap.
frozen in fear. Oh, snap, what?
I'm going to copy their mark and make it appear on my neck with prestidigitation.
Art.
Is that not a concentration?
Not concentration.
Sure, okay.
Lasts for an hour.
All right, you copy the mark. It appears on your neck.
yourself then.
A mark has just appeared on Iris's neck. It is a mark of a silvery
I
moon.
did that, don't worry. Hopefully they'll think I'm one of
Seems as good a plan as any.
You have never seen these were-creatures in non-hybrid form.
Might not work.
Yeah, who knows?
Well,
So
chance.
you are led through to a really nasty larder and
tattoos, haven't you?
really nasty larder and toilets. There's larder on one side, toilets on the other.
Who puts those two things together? What building design is this?
It's very specific. And there are a stone circular set of steps leading down.
Mm.
You can see the larder has really basic supplies in it.
Yep.
And maybe distressingly, something that could well be an arm.
Actually,
Oh,
Yes.
give me.
You
Talk
could
about yourself,
steal
I'll back
the
you a second.
keys off this thing. Router.
Or ask him to go open a distant door.
No, but if I ask
I
him,
don't want you to steal my keys.
does he speak router?
He did.
Mm.
The guard back in the cell.
As per
did say he
usual, we
used to be a
should be
writer.
speaking highbrowter.
Hang on. What is this? What is this? I'm very happy
Open that door.
to open these doors. I'm very happy to open these doors. I will open any door. Sure,
Open that door.
sure, but we're not done with this. You can't just come in here and say you're going to take my keys. Those prisoners almost escaped.
That's true. They did.
But they didn't.
You're going to go into the privy.
Are there any more doors downstairs?
Yeah,
Come on, open them.
I can't.
You don't have the keys.
No, you need special keys.
Where are they?
I don't know.
Go up to you and whisper in your ear. Just open a door, go into a cell, and then you steal the keys and lock
Thank
them
you
in.
very much, Polar Knights, for subscribing. We do it for people like you. We appreciate it. Thank you.
Oh.
Good plan?
Yeah.
And then
Good.
he's...
Good plan.
Yeah. Okay.
What's happening here?
Point to an empty cell and I say, start up York. No, you bull rush him in. Freya will lock the door.
York
The
having
keys.
just walked out of the toilet, brushing his hands off. What?
This is going to stop at some point. He can't help us anymore once he's unlocked that one.
What
If
do you
we
think
get-
is? What do you think?
Let's lock him in his own cell.
What is your imagination of?
Roll me stealth, please.
On a d12.
You can roll a d12 if you like. Sadly, his bonuses to passive perception
18?
do not help him. 18's good. Against hearing, just smell.
Mm.
Go.
Wait,
Yes or no?
what's that over there?
Roll me deception. I mean,
13.
you are trying to trick me, says the fox. You are untrustworthy, unlike these fine individuals here. I have opened all
No,
of the
look,
doors.
there is definitely something there.
There is nothing there. I will not look.
There is definitely.
My attention is going to
you're
remain
definitely-
resolutely focused on you. I'm taking the keys. Roll me.
Oh no, you're right. I'm wrong.
Roll me a sleight of hand, please.
22.
Oh no, yeah, you're right. I'm wrong. I'm sorry.
The cell
There was
now.
nothing there. There was nothing there.
We're not standing next to any cells. We're standing in front of the.
You
toilet
can have moved this guy
/larder.
to a cell door,
Okay.
that's fine.
Sure. I will shove him into a cell.
Athletics check.
With advantage.
No.
16.
Okay, so I'd love this to just flat work. Sadly, I roll an 18, an 18.
Yeah.
York comes charging in towards the creature and goes, "Ah!" And
That's probably
Both-
great, the suggestion.
both York and the creature end up in the cell. And the creature goes, what are you doing? And he goes to immediately attempts to touch his tattoo.
I'm gonna touch grappling.
Great, I would like. And Freya's touching
Removing the hand.
Okay, so
Ooh.
athletics. Okay,
Hand
what I
or
would like now is from both of you opposed initiative checks.
Yeah, that's what needs to happen.
16.
5.
5 is the same as him, so so on a 16, yeah. Freya, roll me a d20, see how well you teleport. But Shadow steps in and
Yep. Nice.
Blade in the neck.
Well teleported.
there is a hand limps down
Oh,
into the ground.
gross.
This creature, now you can roll an athletics check to see if you can muffle him before he screams.
That is a 22.
Yeah, 22 is really good. You run, you grab this creature's snout, hold it closed, and bind it.
I'm basically gonna sleep hold him from behind.
I've got rope.
It's bleeding out. This is horrible.
Iris,
Can I
cauterize
use
the
cure
wound.
wounds on this?
You
I've got this.
You've got
I've got this. It's fine.
Okay.
You have subdued this creature. Cut to. The cell door is locked. This creature is tied up. It is no longer bleeding out. And
Josh is happy we've finally gotten past this thing.
It's fine. You've come up with a plan. You've made some dice rolls, and you can make your way down to the circular stairway that is making
Is
its
his
way.
hand okay?
He's lost a hand. Freya
No.
chopped his hand off.
Like, I want to sort that out.
I'm
sure
spent the
you're
dying.
Yeah,
on.
there we go.
So he's
You
no longer
could
bleeding.
put his hand back on.
Mhm.
It will cost you a lesser restoration.
I have that.
Yeah, it's a level 2 spell.
Yeah. That's not what Lesser Restoration does, but if you're going to let me do that with the Lesser Restoration, I'll do that.
Regeneration is a spell that would grow him a new one, but as a, oh god, put it back on, a lesser restoration, I will allow that to the use of it.
Okay, that's fine. Like, that's a really cool
You
house.
cure
rule
one
of it.
disease or one condition afflicting. There is
Okay,
no
great.
spell that does what you're asking to do, and so I'm saying lesser
Great,
restoration is
cool.
fine.
I
There is
will
not any
spend a
books
spell
for
on that. There we
Fine.
go.
Yes, so
He's just going to.
you have
Okay.
healed the arm of the very confused werefox that you have locked in a cell. His snout and paws are bound. He
So
cannot.
so that he can't.
He
touch
cannot touch
Yeah.
his tattoo and call for backup and help.
Mhm.
I'm glad there are no monsters under your bed today, chat, so you can come play D&D with us. And you start making your way down towards the spiral
I'm just going
staircase.
straight down.
Right, Freya.
I'm down there.
Freya is down there. She's headed off.
Had
The rest...
enough of this nonsense staring people.
I've just stopped arguing.
We'll go down.
With who?
You.
Good.
We got the keys.
Yeah, you have the keys to all of these cells. You have released the prisoners who say thank you and flee,
Good.
and you start making your way down. Okay, so on the
Exit
floor,
stage left pursued by bear.
on the floor below, as the steps go down, they come out to a kind of better maintained area than up above. Up above is the level the Edelmenschen live on is a ramshackle put together of bits of basement and cellars and the footings of buildings and tunnels they've dug themselves. This is really nicely put together sewer system
Mm.
that runs underneath.
This was the
all of
sewers.
this.
These were the sewers of the original city.
Mm. That's cool.
And you can see that you are currently standing on there's still liquid in it. And there is indeed still some sewage that is coming in from somewhere. And you can see it's gently floating in a direction. There is a little walkway, maybe 5 feet on either side of the sewer system, that you can stand and see. As you come down immediately, you hear some noise coming from off to your right, off into the darkness. You have dark vision. You can make a perception check. Iris?
14.
14. There's a shuffling sound and a lump that's in the middle of the sewer. It's moving a little bit. You don't know what it is. It's coming off from that way. And
I relay.
yep. And in the other direction, you can see a building which looks like, as in a building off the side of the sewer, which looks like it's made out of black stone.
Feels like we should go that way.
Yes.
Are we turning
Yes.
any light sources on because I can't see a friggin' thing.
You
Just
have
hold
torches.
hands.
Sure, but no, are they lit at the moment? Are we
No, but you could light a torch.
Unless anybody's got a real pressing reason for me not to, I'm gonna light a torch
I think
because I
that's a
can't
good
see
idea.
a damn thing. I light a torch.
A torch is lit, and coming towards you,
Well,
the
at
sewer
least we're fighting in
monster.
the light.
You see the shape goes and start to make its way towards you. The rippling mass of sewage
I'm not fighting
sends
this,
up
I'm running
a
away.
pungent smell, and there's a couple of flailing tentacles coming up out of the
Oh my
water
god.
as a creature it descends, ascends, and tries to attack
To the
you.
building.
Yes,
It's
to
gonna
the
be better
building,
to fight it from there.
run.
Go, 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 go,
Cool. So it's like, that's a weird sewer monster. I ain't going anywhere near that. Sweet. You run over and you can see there is a black stone building. There is a door. It is made out of the same black stone.
Are there any carvings on it?
The entire building, now that you get this close with a torch, is covered in runes. They are the same runes as Iris has tattooed on her. They are the same runes as Iris has on her book. There are the same runes, in fact, as the obelisks that you have seen dotted around the landscape.
Go on then, absorb something from it.
We need to get in the building before
Okay.
the poop monster gets to us.
Let's do that
We
first.
just-
How do we?
The door. You open the door.
Yep.
Stuff the door, knock the door.
Who's doing what?
Is there,
Try and
is there
open the
actually a
door.
door?
There is a door.
I'm conspicuously
there we
not
go.
touching it yet.
That's
Yeah, no,
fine.
I'll open the door.
Or try.
Okay, so Neve, you come up to the door. Doesn't move.
Neve, stand alongside with you. I'm going to put my shoulder to it.
Okay, make me an athletics check.
19? No. 20.
20. That changes the dice of damage you take. Would you like to take me 5 points less your DR, so 2 points of damage as you really get a solid purchase on the ledge and shoulder into this door and it does not move.
Could you make a hole in it?
I think this might actually be something that if anybody can open, it's actually the young lady behind me.
Try.
Anytime
Move forward and try and push the door.
You're going to push the door.
Ouvre le porte.
Okay. Iris touches the door.
And learns knock. There we go, done.
There is a sudden... Iris, you hear in your head... "Oh, know my follies, good my tribe, and well this psychic missive tend, that you may undo my great woe, if it is in your powers to mend." The door slides up, and you can see inside what looks... Well, it's very dark inside. You can see some benches, and right behind you, there is a sewer monster going... and it is reaching up towards you with its tentacles.
in the building, please.
Are you all in the building?
Yeah.
You all roll into the building, and a tentacle goes and comes up towards you, and the door goes stunk and slams down, leaving the tentacle going. And you are inside a building, the interior walls of which are made out of the same black stone. They have started to glow faintly, illuminating the inside of the building for you. And the tattoos on Iris have started to glow as well. And we are going to leave the session there.
I suppose I've got a
Thank you very
headache,
much,
have I?
everybody.
Is your woob tingling?
Terrible.
I think people's woobs should be.
Lots of woo.
Thank you very much, guys. I hope you enjoyed this. If you did, we will stick around because right now we're going to have an after dark chat with everybody who is currently with us in chat to discuss the session. Otherwise, if you're watching on YouTube or on catch up, we will be back live on Wednesday at 8 at twitch.tv/selpengm. You can check out all of our previous episodes up on YouTube. You can come and join us in our Discord, link below. You can always hit us on Twitter and Facebook and all the other things, links below. And until next time, keep rolling them dice. Bye-bye!
Farewell, safe travels all.